And that's where we begin tonight with this man, Jerome Jones, currently sentenced to 56 years in a California prison for a different murder. But investigators with Renton Police say he is the key to solving this double murder mystery. So thanks for joining us for your News at 10. I'm David Rose.
And I'm Jamie Tompkins. Here's the really amazing part of that story. It all began with this letter. We're going to give you a closer look right now.
It is a handwritten note delivered to us here at Fox 13 News, written by Vianne Falcon, Stacy's mother and Jacob's grandmother, asking us to look into this case. This after 2 decades of searching for justice.
And that note says it all. She never gave up hope, fighting for charges to be brought against Jones for more than 2 years now.
And Fox 13's Jennifer Lee is live in Kent tonight at the courthouse he will be making his first court appearance at. And Jen, this is really another amazing example of the power of DNA evidence and detectives who refuse to give up.
Yeah, very true. That suspect, Jerome Jones, will be making his first appearance here now in less than 2 weeks, and that's for 2 counts of aggravated murder in the first degree. The family has been waiting for these charges since 1994, and with that DNA evidence coming to light about 20 years ago, they question why this didn't happen sooner.
I've been at my breaking point for a very long time.
Vianne Falcon says her daughter Stacy was a great mother and her grandson Jacob was a spontaneous boy. All of these years, she's kept them close in her heart since their brutal murder in Renton back in 1994. It wasn't until 2016 that she requested a copy of the medical examiner's report.
Had I known about the DNA match in 2002, I'd have never sent for that report. I'd have never read any of it. So I blame them for me having this my smile is gone.
According to court documents, the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab detected DNA evidence on Stacy through an oral swab and fingernail clippings that matched a man named Jerome Jones. Falcon says she didn't know DNA evidence existed until many years later in 2019 through a local Seattle Times journalist.
We were flabbergasted. I just couldn't believe it that they had all that time to get a hold of any one of us and let us know, and they hadn't contacted anybody.
The 51-year-old suspect is currently behind bars in a California state prison for shooting a man to death in March of 1995, which is just months after allegedly killing Stacy and Jacob in Washington state. Court documents say a number of additional evidence items were submitted and resubmitted over the years, given advances in DNA identification.
Because it's pretty embarrassing for them to have sat on this DNA for 18 years and not done anything.
In December 2021, investigators learned DNA evidence was also found on the jacket of Falcon's 3-year-old grandson.
I'm so embarrassed when I go up to the graveside. I told her I'd have some good news for her. Well, that was like 15, 20 years ago. And now I do have good news for her.
Jones will be extradited from California and face a judge here in Washington state. His first appearance is scheduled for February 28th. For now, reporting live in Kent, Jennifer Lee, Fox 13 News.